like to look at male violence and men's attitudes about women and say it's all patriarchy. And I'm not dismissing patriarchy. I'm not dismissing structural racism. But if you really want to understand how some men relate to women in terms of their attitudes and behaviors, you have to go back to their earliest childhood experiences with their mothers. And when we look at the data, particularly in Black communities on child abuse, the data tells us that the majority of the abuse and the fatalities are perpetuated by women. And so if you want to figure out why a man is a misogynist, you've got to go back to those early childhood experiences. And people don't want to have that conversation because then we have to talk about maternal violence and women's complicity in creating the very men who hate us.
So, yeah, you are making the point that when mom beats her son, that leads to him growing up to beat his wife or girlfriend.
Yes. She sets the template. That is his first, intimate relationship with a female.
Yeah.
And so you see it all the time, these women
and
who
he loves her. The young child loves her in a romantic way.
Well, I don't know if it's romantic. I don't know much.
He sees her as like a girlfriend almost. He has that sort of...
I've never been a boy, so so I don't know. Okay. But it's that first relationship with a female, and he's setting the tone. And what happens is he's not going to make his mother pay for all that pent-up aggression and rage. He projects it, elsewhere. Think about our rap artists. I think about Tupac. Although you were, a dope fiend mama, you always were a black queen. You grabbed me and put a whoop into my backside, right? And this is the celebration of a black mother can be a crackhead, beat the crap out of you, and still be a god and worshipped. But then, they redirect all of that pent-up rage and aggression toward other women in our communities.
With us, also, it's, as in my story, it's more than just the actual violence. There's also the threat. Mm-hmm. I will whoop you, right? Like somebody who's beaten you, they might do it again. So now if I am acting on the potential of that threat. So that, and when we are comfortable saying, I brought you in this world and I can take you out. Obviously spare the rod, spoil the child.
Which isn't even in the Bible.
Right.
It's not even in the Bible.
Wow.
That sentence is not there.
That's amazing that we've heard so many times the Bible says, and it's actually not there.
No.
So many people have heard, I'll whoop you till the white meat and other sorts.
Bernie Mac.
Mm-hmm. Right? So, just the talk.
Internalized racism.
The culture of threatening children with violence is part of this whole thing.
Yeah. Tyler Perry, in all of his movies, Medea is always beating a kid, beats a foster kid on screen, is always threatening them, talking down to them. There's always that threat of violence. So Black children are always between a rock and a hard place. So you're in a world where, I think a few years ago, we heard adults debating whether unarmed children deserve to die, whether it was Trayvon Martin, whether it was Tamir Rice.